I wanted to do this first location in proximity to Philadelphia area because that's where I built my other business. And then I just started going online and looking at Zillow and realtor.com and et cetera. And I'm going to put in anything over 2 acres with zero budget and just start to see what comes up, and clicked on all of them. But the one that we ended up purchasing, which is the one I'm at now, when I got onto it, I was like, this is it.
Sounds like you got a good deal on it and you got some extra bonuses with it as well. What was that process like of like just talking to the owner and stuff like that?
The owner actually took me around herself. And she was 70 years old. She was managing it alone. And it was getting to be too much for her. She didn't want to sell it. And she asked me what my plans were to do with it. And I told her. And she started crying and said, if I was your age, this is what I would do. So when we started to negotiate on it, this was during the pandemic, we offered what we could afford. And, we negotiated a little bit. And what ended up happening is the price came down by about 25%. And we got all of her equipment on top of it. So we got, a big John Deere tractor, a 0-point mower, a Bobcat bulldozer. We even negotiated in a pickup truck. So we got a great deal. And we also got essentially a starter kit. But the fact that it had roads and infrastructure and all this equipment just made it an easy yes. What attracted me to your course was this idea of being energy independent. Like, you guys do a really good job of like not overwhelming people with the amount of information, but giving them enough to be dangerous.
That's kind of exactly what we're going for. Is like, I've taken a bunch of courses and a lot of them have been fluff, and there is a lot of information overwhelm and then, analysis paralysis.
Part of my big vision again is this freedom aspect. It was just exactly like the perfect amount of stuff, what I need and nothing more. Definitely a big part of it.
I first just wanted to start off like why you wanted to do this in the first place.
When I was in my early 20s, we would take kids for typically a week from all over Southern California and teach them geology, biology, Native American studies, survival, a mixture of like actual school and interesting outdoor stuff. That reconnected me with my need and love for nature and being outside.
How many lots did you look at? How many deals fell through?
I clicked on thousands and thousands of these properties and would read them and try to understand. And then I started to hone down the criteria for what we needed for like what my vision was, but also, our feasibility and capable of doing. We probably looked at 70 properties, like physically looked at them over the course of 18 months. We made offers on a couple of them. And honestly, the ones that we made offers on, I was kind of happy that they fell through. Writing, you could write a letter. I wrote a personal text. It was just like, this is really special to me. I really want this place. This is what we can afford. And when we did the math, it was like, getting close to $200K of equipment if we bought it new.
You would have saved like almost 300K at 25%. No?
Yeah, we'd save 400.
Wow.
Shovels, pickaxes, rakes, saws, workbenches, sawhorses, gardening tools, wheelbarrows, ladders, all that came with it. In our area, there's this organization called the Rodale Institute, and they were the nonprofit organization that developed the USDA organic standard for certifying organic farms. And then my brother connected me with this guy over at Rodale, and they sent over a farm consultant to help us build certified regenerative organic farm that is going to follow permaculture practices. That's all being funded through state money. So those 3 structures were already there. I think with those 3 structures, we'll be 100% able to cover the mortgage.
Start to reinvest some of that into the planning phases. And even if you wanted more, you could throw up some bell tents real quick and bring in some more income with that.
I got connected to this architect who has designed destination eco resorts in 70 countries in the world. They call themselves holistic architects. So they essentially are taking like a metaphysical approach first. So we're in Lackawanna County, Pennsylvania, and Greenfield Township is the area we're in, which is commonly, a lot of people call this the Pocono Mountains, but it's technically not. We're in northeastern Pennsylvania. We're actually in a place called the Endless Mountains.
The endless mountains. Wow, that sounds pretty epic. So when you bought the property, like you saved up your own down payment, or did you like, work with anybody to put that together?
We were originally looking at properties where I could put down the down payment. Like, it was going to be like $100,000 or less as the down payment. But for this area, we could not find something that was going to fit these criteria. So I was like, screw it. I'm going to find the right place. And when I find it, the right person will emerge. So when I found this place and started to negotiate the price, I had no ability to pay for it, by the way. I had a friend essentially offer proof of funds, but he had no intention of supplying funds, just so we could open the negotiation through the agents, because they're like, they got to prove they can afford this. So then you, as a wealthy person, have this company managing your assets, let's say getting you 12% of your $5 million. Then they've loaned you a couple $1 million for 4%. So all that you as the person have done is taken your interest that you're earning on that cash from like 12 to 8%. You've been able to take that money and now put it into a new asset. One piece of advice, no matter where you are, it's completely possible. The vision, as clear as possible vision, which you get by taking these steps and doing research and connecting with people and continuously refining the clarity till your vision is crystal clear. You have to do those things. Without the full mixture of like the vision, the intention, the feeling, and then the action, you have a broken link in the chain. But if you can combine those all together, you can accomplish anything.